Honeywell Cinema Club, episode 6, take 1.
Hi guys, welcome back to Honeywell Cinema Club. I'm Brynna.
And I'm Emma.
And today we're going to be talking about our very first friends and family screening and what's in the future for our film Clover. This is so... I'm still reeling from last night. I don't know about you. I'm losing it.
It took me a minute to process everything, and I'm still thinking about all of it. And when we get the photos back, it's going to be
the photo.
insane.
I'm so excited. I'm
Same.
so excited.
Yeah.
We had so many people show up. Maybe you just want to walk us through what happened last night. What did we do?
Oh my gosh. So, this was kind of a big goal, a big dream for this project, was to have a friends and family private invite screening.
Non-ticketed.
Any
film festivals watching.
It was not
private.
ticketed.
Not ticketed.
It was a private event that we paid for.
We did.
We wanted to have everybody who worked so hard on this together watch this in one spot, and that wasn't cramped in my apartment with 70 people. There was no way. And we had a little bit leftover budget from Clover filming, so we rented out an AMC theater and got to watch Clover for the first time together with everybody last night. And it was just so insane. We had the cast there, the crew there, my family, friends, some of Brenna's friends. We had I think 65 people, and the theater held about 70.
Yeah.
And so it
looked packed.
It was full.
It looked incredibly full. I was a little nervous. Some people, got sick, booked gigs day of, night before, and everything. So I was like, I don't know if everyone's going to be there. It might look a little and it was full. And I was like, I don't think we could fit one more person in here, in fact.
Yeah, it was the seats were not the typical general seats, because it's one of those dine-in theaters.
It was nice.
They were really nice, and I didn't know they were going to be like that. And so the seats, it didn't look like we had any empty seats. It was just the very, very front, up close to the screen
and
ones.
no one wants to sit there.
Yeah. Anyway.
But it was a packed house. Everyone turned up pretty much that had to be there. We did have one casualty. Our king, Noah. Noah couldn't make it.
Noah sent me a text, and I knew as soon as I saw his text message, I was like, yeah, Noah's not gonna be able to make it. I can sense it. I can feel it.
As soon as I saw that good morning, I knew it was
as soon as I saw, hey Emma, I said,
you're done. We're done.
Oh,
cut the cameras.
But we love Noah. He couldn't make it because he booked a gig. He stays booked and busy.
Good for you.
No, we love Noah. He was so incredible in this, and I've talked about it before in other episodes, but we were so sad that he couldn't make it. But he sent us 1,000 text messages.
No, actually, he was on his phone though,
yes,
and I appreciate that.
Was really supportive, and it was just so nice to have everybody there. Claire was there.
Noah was one of our leads, so he was
it was one of our leads.
there.
He played Charlie, and Claire played Daisy, who was our other lead. And so it was really nice at least having Claire there.
I remember you mid crash out being like, what's next? Claire's dropping out?
No, I was like, if I get a text message from Claire going, hey Emma, so sorry. I was like, we're going to cancel the whole thing.
We're canceling, yeah.
We're canceling the whole thing.
But no, she made it, so that was really good.
It was really nice.
But mostly everyone that really needed to be there was. I feel like Noah was the biggest casualty, but it was just awesome. It was a great night.
Yeah.
Just so cool seeing people kept coming up the aisle to come sit, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hardly knew anyone.
Yeah, talking about the weekend too, it was a big night for me because it was the first time that all of my friends, closest friends and family, were in one room together and got to meet.
But that was surreal, just in a personal sense.
It was surreal, and it was just so funny because everybody's heard about each other, and they're like, I feel like I know you.
Yeah. So
it didn't make it wasn't awkward when they all met each other, because they were like, oh, Emma's talked about you thousands of times, so I feel like I know you. But we had some speed bumps. There were some things. just for like anybody who doesn't know, I don't know if we talked about this before, but in order to get your film played in a theater, you have to deliver what's called a DCP, a digital cinema package. I don't fully yet understand exactly what the digital cinema package is. It's a very, I think, in-depth breakdown, like frame by frame of your film in some type of special format for screens to like blow it up so it doesn't look like
it doesn't lose quality. It looks good.
Yeah. And so that's a pretty, it's not like a tough process, but it's not something that's really taught in like film school, or at least not where I was at. So I had a friend who connected me to somebody who knew exactly how to make those, and she made that, but it took 24 hours for it to process a 20-minute film. And so we were like racing against the clock to like picture lock the film and then bring it to her to then give to the theater first week of January.
No, like the pipeline from, or the timeline from the final edit, having the editor mail
the drive
to you make sure everything was good and fix anything that needed to be fixed, to then get it to the person who was doing the DCP, to then we get the DCP and then go to the AMC
for them to then check. And thank God there was like no issues and they didn't call me saying like we need to remake it or something. But so I dropped that off on Monday. Today's Sunday. I dropped it off last Monday and then didn't hear anything. I was like, cool, sick. And then yesterday morning, I don't know what it was. I just like either woke up on the wrong side of the bed. We had all family friends come in town the day before. So I think I was just like burnt out socially. And then I woke up and I was like, it's premiere day, but it's storming and it's cold.
It was quite gloomy.
And pretty much by the hour, I was getting text messages from people who couldn't make it anymore. And I totally get it. Like, I get if people are sick or things come up and you can't make it. But it was just like
boom, boom, boom. It was bad.
Yeah. It was like quadruple homicide. And I was like, so this whole thing is falling apart. This whole thing is going to be like,
it's gonna be crickets.
It's gonna be crickets, and like nobody's gonna show up, and I'm gonna be like, why did we drop all this money on this? Yeah. So I was like really stressed out about that, and was also just starting to get stressed about like, what if the color doesn't look good on the screen, or like I missed something watching the final edit, and then
you're gonna hear Emma cut.
Yeah, I would have had a panic attack if that had happened. Seriously. Yeah. So I just got really in my head like all day, and like my friends could tell. They were all like, I thought you'd be like more excited, like more happy today. And I was like, no. Guys, I really wish I could just sleep until 7 o'clock when it was time to watch.
No, you were fighting demons.
I was fighting demons. And then one thing that helped though yesterday was I had a little bit of downtime to myself before getting ready. And I watched People We Meet on Vacation. And that really got me like just focused on something else.
That's good. I think that was definitely the right decision.
Yeah. And then at the end of that, I was like sobbing, I think because of the day I had and then the emotions of that movie. And the movie was very similar thematically to Clover. And so then I was like, oh my God, this thing that I like wrote and directed and like did all these things for, like we're playing it in a theater tonight. And I was just like so stressed about everything. And I called you and I was like, yeah, so I was sobbing a couple minutes ago.
And I was like, sobbing? What's wrong?
Like, it's premiere. We're not sobbing.
I was like, we're going to hang, girl. We're here to party. Like, it's time to relax. I was like, the edit, that is like, that was going, like, we're done. We're here to hang out and celebrate.
Yeah. And so I put on some music and, like, wiped my eyes and started doing makeup and stuff, which got me a little bit more excited for it. And then our wonderful friends, Mackenzie and Gage, shout out. They picked us up and drove us to the theater, which was so nice because I didn't want to like drive in like the dress and heels and
I fear everything. We would have crashed.
Like, oh my God, I would have not been able to focus or anything. And we pulled up like a few minutes before doors and like event is supposed to start. I walk up to the counter and I'm like, hey, So we're here.
We're here. We're ready.
We're here. And they're like, for what?
For what, queen? What's happening?
And I said, yeah, so we're here for like a private screening of a short film.
What's that?
I said, so I am going to need to talk to somebody.
They're like, we don't have that on our calendar.
Yeah. And she was like, but just so you know, like, I haven't worked here since before Christmas. So I didn't, she was like, I don't know if I'm just missing something. And I was like, okay, let me talk to somebody else. And then somebody else comes out and I go, so we're all here for a screening that's supposed to like start at 6:30 in this theater. I dropped off the drive on Monday and we're like ready.
We're here.
We're here.
We're dressed up too.
And he was like, yeah, so I have nothing on my event calendar. I said, you should. You should.
You were so brave and strong.
And then he went somewhere and came back and he was like, so what time was it supposed to be and stuff? And I was like, so doors are supposed to open at 6:30, starts at 7, in theater 8. And he's looking at his like screening schedule for the night and he goes, yeah, I don't have anything playing in there right now. I'm at that time. And I was like, yeah, because it's my film.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I was like, nothing's playing in there because it's supposed to be my film.
Right.
And I again was like, I dropped off the drive on Monday, so everything has been confirmed. I have my receipt. They were like, who did you book with? I was like, this person. He was like, I'll be right back. And then he found my contract and was like, yeah, so we're going to go get that set up, but you guys are good to go in.
Thank
and
God.
I was like,
but the fear, the genuine fear of just hearing,
my
hey,
heart,
what's that?
My heart dropped. And I was like, we're not doing this. I was like, you're going to cancel a showing or something.
Yeah. No, because like all your family like drove and
also
flew.
like it was a contract. Like
it wasn't
like they were letting me do this little thing for free and they forgot. No. Like I paid for it. It was all written out. Everybody was there dressed up. So it was going to work out. It just had me a little like frazzled. A little flustered as we were trying to get in there because I was picturing I'm getting there before everybody else. We're going to put our stuff down and then we can like pass out these programs that I made as everyone walks in. And I got there and like half the people were already there, which love everybody being punctual.
I know. That was awesome.
Because I was scared about people being late.
I know. I was honestly really impressed. That was cool.
So that was great. But it did feel like we were kind of rushing to get in there. Mm-hmm. So I was like sweating when we got in there. I was like fanning myself.
Yeah, she took the
programs. And I was like, oh my God. And then suddenly, because it's my film and like 90% of people in there were for me because they knew me, I was like immediately talking to every single person in there. And I was like, oh.
There was not a second of rest.
There was no second of rest. Not a single one. Which was good. It kind of got me out of my head from earlier in the day.
It's true. That was probably the best way.
And like excited to see people. Because even though I knew the guest list, I kind of forgot people who were coming, especially people who had canceled. I was like, well, now nobody may show up. So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so it was nice to like see people as they came in. But yeah, it was really fun. I had made something I really wanted to do for this too, was to make programs for this.
They were awesome.
I hopped on Canva.
Yes, she did.
I made a little like Playbill-esque.
It very much gave Playbill.
I was like, yeah, we're gonna put a yellow rectangle at the top and we're gonna give Playbill vibes. But it was cute. I put some like BTS photos in there, some screen grabs of like the actual film itself, and the poster I had made for the film was the cover, and it had like all the donator names and like cast and crew names, and we put like QR codes on the back with our socials and just different information for everybody there. I just kind of wanted everybody to have some type of keepsake for it. And I know I've said this a ton, but like nobody really got paid for this project, and so it was just so important to me to show everybody how much I valued their work and their time and their effort, however they helped in this, whether it was just being my friend and supporting and hearing me talk about the film, or like sharing our film information online on socials, or if you worked on it or if you were in it. Like every single person who played a part in this meant the world to me to have just like done anything for it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
That's a great way to think of it, because yeah, it was indie, it was volunteer, but I think the treat really was like the awesome product, but also the screening, and I mean the keepsake is really cool. Like it's a nice program.
Yeah.
I know you got that nice paper too.
I leveled up the paper. Yeah. But yeah, it was good. It was such a surreal experience too, because like I'm sure you've had this too, but like growing up in theater, I feel like you kind of have a lot of those like premiere night-esque nights. And this was like the first thing, like it wasn't done by school. It wasn't like,
it was very different.
It was very different. It was something that we did like totally on our own, and like really no help from anybody. Like we did that, and it was just weird. Like we did request this, but it was very cool. We got to have the AMC intro play before the film.
Nicole Kidman did pull up.
Nicole Kidman did grace us on the screen before
Cold open
by
our girl Nicole.
And it was so funny because I didn't know, if I had really thought about it, I would have been like, oh yeah, Clover plays at 7, so a couple minutes before,
like that makes sense in retrospect.
They're gonna play the intro.
We were not thinking about that.
We were still like handing out programs, talking to people. Lights went out. Nicole Kidman starts talking. Me and Brynna are still on the floor letting people in, and we were like
literally in the pitch dark, in heels, tearing up the stairs.
Ran up the stairs and like threw everything. There's all of our bags and jackets were on Brenna's chair, and she just like threw everything to the floor.
I was like, sorry, it's all going down at this point.
Yeah. Me picturing how the whole night was gonna go, I was like, I'm gonna be sat. Yeah. I'm gonna get a video of like Nicole Kidman and then Clover coming up. Not us racing up the stairs.
I didn't even get to see Nicole physically. I just heard her.
I saw her once, and then I saw your shadow moving to the seat and tossing everything on the floor.
I didn't even get to see her, but I heard her, and I felt her presence with me in that theater.
Yeah. But that was cool, because that was like, you wouldn't get that anywhere else with like any type of screening or something. And
we were like, so like, what are the chances we can have our girl Nicole play before? And they're like, oh, you want that? I was like,
we were like,
do I want that? You put that in.
Yeah, like when we dropped off the drive, we were like, yeah, so we just want to know like, our preview's gonna play, or like the AMC intro. And he was like, they don't have to, but like we can. I was like, we want to.
Go ahead and mark us down for that one.
We so want to. And then when they forgot about the event, I was so scared that wasn't gonna happen.
I know, but it happened.
And I was like, so just making sure Nicole will be there.
Just want to double down and
they were
go
like,
back to that.
Oh yeah, we can do that. And I was like,
I swear they're like,
sick.
Oh, are you sure? We're like, yes, we want that, please.
It's like, you don't know how iconic that is.
I know, it was.
You work at AMC, you know how iconic that is.
It was really iconic. It was really, really cool.
Yeah. But anyway, that was cool. And then just like hearing everybody's reactions while watching and stuff. Everyone was like pretty silent for the most part, but it's funny because Shreya was talking to me after, and she was like, your parents were so funny because they would see like your apartment or like your car in the film, and they would be like, that's Emma's car.
I did hear
Emma's apartment.
Something when your car showed up. Like, I don't remember if it was a scoff or a laugh. I remember we both were like, what's happening behind us? Like,
yeah. Or something like, I heard my dad laugh, and I was like, he's laughing because it's my car that we used.
Right.
So, but it was good. It was good. I think we learned a lot from it too for future screenings.
It was so much fun. I mean, everyone loved it. Not to like toot our own horn. Everyone loved it. And it was just so fun. Oh, it's Nikki Glaser.
Yes.
But okay, the camera was covering her face, but what is it?
Isn't that so funny?
Okay, the Golden Globes are on right now. Like, we're watching it live. And Nikki Glaser is doing the Nicole Kidman
ad
intro,
as like a
right now
bit.
Sorry,
that's so funny and such a funny time.
That made my heart like drop.
I was like, how are they playing AMC Nicole Kidman right now? She even has a suit.
No, it's actually incredibly like that's
so funny.
Sorry, that really took me out. I was like, wait,
no,
we just
valid.
No, but it was such a great event, and everyone had so much fun, and we got to meet so many people and hang out, and just so many hugs, and
so many
so
hugs.
good.
Yeah, I think talking about things that I think we would have maybe done differently, I probably, even though it would have been more expensive, probably would have done a little bit longer.
I agree. That was really the biggest thing.
I was thinking, oh, we're all gonna be like going to Franklin Factory after. Yeah, per usual. Don't. Not on a laptop.
Stop. Be gone. Witch. Stop. Oh my god. You can sniff things.
So offended.
You cannot walk on the laptop while we're recording, okay?
Hey.
What?
Every episode, he's got to show his face.
You gotta pull up.
Oh
but
gosh.
no, I was like, low-key, an hour's like too long. I was like, it's gonna be awkward.
No, that's
I thought it was gonna be awkwardly long. We needed like another hour, I feared.
Or at least like 30 minutes. Like an hour and a half, I think would have been good.
Yeah.
Play it in the beginning. I didn't think we were gonna need more time on the first half, and I think we did need more time on the first half.
Honestly, on both halves, it would have been helpful. Yeah. But I, going in, thought the opposite, 100%.
Same.
So we know now.
Yeah.
People like to talk and hang out and connect. Like obviously,
yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I literally thought it was going to be super awkward and we weren't going to use hardly any of the time.
Well, and also, shout out to your friend Reagan, who also did... She was our photographer for the night.
Yes, our photographer Reagan.
She was so incredible and such a gem because I didn't realize how many people were going to be like pulling her, asking her for a photo.
I know. I loved it, but I had no clue.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
I know. I was like...
Which is okay.
But it makes sense, but also did not think about that.
Yeah, and so I was like, I maybe would have thought it through a little more and structured it a little more and been like, hey, so let's do some like intro photos as people are coming in, but if people ask for photos, like we're gonna wait till after to do that. And then we should have had like a meet and greet line and done like a lineup with photos, because after it was done, that was the most overwhelming thing ever.
I have not been so overstimulated and overwhelmed in so long.
I was like, oh, we're all gonna like slowly work our way out of this theater. We gave our like little speech at the end, and then suddenly everybody was on the floor and everybody was like, I turned around, somebody else is waiting there to talk to me, and I turned around, somebody else is waiting there to talk to me, and I was like, okay. But also, this is a lot.
And honestly, these are good things, and we like are so, but it was like a lot, and I really don't think what we were picturing and the logistics of everything was not
thinking about that at all. And I wasn't thinking like, oh, everyone's gonna want pictures together. And I was also like,
how did we not like think? I don't even know what we were thinking.
I was just like, my focus the past month has just been making sure that the film got to the theater,
and that
was finished,
the
and
important part
got to be played
at the end of the day.
And then I like blinked and I was like, so there was 1,000 other things I should have thought about, but that is okay.
And
we
that's
live and we
part
learn
of it. That's how it is.
Clover is like our learning experience.
I mean, it's always going to be a learning experience, but especially the first one you do.
Yeah.
You're always going to learn so much. But no, thank God for Reagan, and just being confident in herself, her craft, to be like, no, I got this. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like I would have been like trying to ask questions if I was like asked or was doing something. I'd be like, hey, do you want this? But there was no time. Like, and we were pulled in all these directions. Reagan cooked on these photos. I'm very excited. Mm-hmm. And her Instagram is at Curated. We'll put it up and in the description box. But if you're in Nashville or Tennessee and you need some event photos or anything, she is awesome. Her camera at work today, I was like,
I know she had a Fujifilm.
I've never seen a Fujifilm in action in real life before.
It was nice.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with her because I'm so of like, I'm an overshooter when I'm shooting things.
Dude,
she was like, boom. Okay, next. And I was like,
and it was good. It wasn't like she.
No, like she just got it.
I don't know if you've ever seen me do a shoot. It's it's not even funny. It's not even funny. She just had this like confidence and like know-how about her. I was like, damn, you know how to do that. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool to see like my friend and coworker in like her element. It was awesome. So shout out Reagan. Thank really you, Queen. Cool. Yes. But that was so fun. Do you think you would do video?
Okay. We were talking about this because I borrowed my friend's camcorder.
Shout out Mandy.
Shout out Mandy. Because I was picturing in my head we were going to have like a little vintage like recap of everything. And we had really good stuff. We did really well for like our getting ready.
We did. You're welcome.
Daily stuff, walking to the theater. There's like nothing of us in the theater.
As soon as we enter, it was chaos.
Like what should have happened is it got passed off to like a friend or something. But I think.
And you said that. I swear you said that to me before.
That was the plan.
Did not happen.
I literally talked to Catherine and Mackenzie before too. And I was like, I'm going to hand this to one of you guys. And then I put it at my seat and just forgot about it. And then the film started. Yeah. Everything just moves so fast.
It was in 2x speed on YouTube.
And that happens. I get it. But I think if also there's anything I would have done differently, I would have like either just designated a friend, or I would have like had somebody there actually filming like a recap of the night.
Yeah. That is good, because I did realize, and someone was helping us and like talking to us and everything, but having photos and videos I think was helpful. And we got actually a lot of videos, like and between all of us in that theater, we got it.
We do a lot of social stuff, like we always have that in the back of our mind, but at least for keepsake for ourselves, it would have been nice to have like a full recap with like everybody there and like reactions and seeing us in our element. We're usually kind of taking the videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think if there's anything, I would have gotten more video like during the actual event.
I will say our friend Bridget, who was so nice, she gave us flowers, which is so nice, thank you, but she took the cutest little video of us hugging.
Yeah, super short, but it was so cute.
I don't know, I just thought it was cute and like zoomed in, and it was just like us hugging, like all dressed up in front of a big screen. I was like,
I know.
I got emotional.
Me realizing that Mandy made
you went right to her. It was so
because I didn't see her, because she came in like right after Nicole Kidman. And so
after Nicole Kidman entered, of course.
Yes, after I had already ran up the stairs. And so I didn't know that she was there. I knew she was coming, but it was like I just forgot about everybody.
There was, I cannot.
So when we walked down the stairs for me to like give a speech, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was cute.
I know. I literally am just picturing the photos, because even just in the
preview, you know, you heard me talking. I was like, I trust that they're good photos. You know me, I get like so crazy about like how I look, because sometimes I just get so like self-conscious and like judgmental.
Not to. It's hard,
especially like when you're always kind of seeing photos of yourself and stuff. It's hard not to be. And so I'm just like, girl, I really hope you were like locked in.
I mean, the dress, the hair, the makeup looked amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be doing some crazy stuff to be not serving, I think.
We'll see.
In my eyes, you slayed, so we shall see. But I'm excited.
I am too. I love looking through that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And we had one of our kid actors come.
Oh my gosh.
So cute. She was so cute. She's like shy but excited.
Yes, Evie.
Yes. And her mom Hillary would be like, do you want to go take a picture? She's like,
well, and it's so funny. It's so funny because originally she said that Evie wasn't going to be there and that Jackson was going to be there. And then Ellery was supposed to be there.
Yes.
And it was funny because then Jackson and Ellery couldn't make it, but then Evie showed up.
Yes.
And she played like young Daisy, and it was just so cute because she was there with her popcorn and like sitting in the front row.
No, dude, when we were doing like our little speech, but like talk back at the I think you were locked in on your like speaking, you know, and just getting through and like not crying. But I kept looking at Evie because she kept slurping when it was really quiet. I don't know if you heard it, but like Lily would be like, Evie, stop.
That's so funny.
She would be like, and like go in on her. It was actually hilarious. Like little kid stuff.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
That's hilarious. I kept looking at her. I love
like,
her.
Stop slurping. It was cute. I
she's so adorable. Cute.
No, she's like the cutest kid I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's my queen right there.
I know. I loved that.
Also, side note, everyone pulled up to the function in the right attire, and I'm excited to see the photos.
I know. I'm really excited for that, and I don't know. Now it's just like, now we're locking in for festivals.
Yes. So next steps for Clover. Walk us through it. What's happening?
Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know, the typical way that you submit to film festivals is through a site called Film Freeway. And it's kind of like home base for all film festivals.
It's like when you apply to colleges and there's that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I didn't
you know what
use
I mean?
that, but I know what you're talking
about. The Common app.
Yeah,
I think it's
like
called the
that.
Common App, but most universities go through that. Or you can do them individually, but it's just this one big membrane that kind of goes to all the offshoots.
Which is really nice because you just make like a profile for your film.
That is so helpful.
And you can upload your film, you can upload stills, you can upload credits, cast and crew, you can upload like BTS, like
everything.
Pretty much anything. And then you just submit to film festivals through that site. And for anyone who is unaware, it does cost money to submit to film festivals.
Unfortunate.
It depends how much on a couple of things, on how big the festival is, like how important it is, but also like how early you're submitting in their deadlines. And so pretty much anything that goes through Film Freeway has like spread out deadlines leading up to notification day and premiere day and all that stuff. And so the earlier you can get in, the better all around. Mm-hmm. Because from what I've heard, all festival judges kind of start watching as soon as those films start rolling in. And then they're like immediately starting to program those for the festival. And so since our film is a little bit longer for short films, it's about 22 minutes. And short films are like anything under 40 minutes, but festivals really love those like under 10 minutes films.
Like even I've heard 12 is sometimes pushing it. But
yeah, I've heard
and it depends on the one and all that, but and all the like research I've seen, and if you only have a film festival for a day can show 20 short films and most of them are 10 minutes, and then you have one film that's 22 minutes.
It's like I'm taking 2 slots instead of like, do they want to show one person's film or 2 people's films?
Yeah. So it's a big toss up. It really depends on the program, what stories they want, if they have any themes, any connections you have, how good the rest of the pool is. But it is tough. Like the shorter it is and the more concise like a story can be, that is helpful. It is just strategic, like for timing.
And that's why, like, especially with if you're really going for like bigger film festivals like Tribeca, we've been really talking about Tribeca a lot because we've been trying to decide whether or not to submit to them, and they're getting close to their like final deadlines. And so we're trying to figure out if it's worth it or not. Yeah. Because at this point, it's like their fees have gone up.
And people genuinely lose so much money and regret over the festivals. Because once you go through the round, you realize very quickly, oh, there was no way that would have worked out, or this, I should have done this, or, So people lose out a lot of money and time and just emotional baggage in that. And
just talking about like what the importance is to a film festivals. As an indie filmmaker and production group, it's really more important to us for like establishing our names and like networking. And so it's not really worth doing like submitting to Sundance with this, or like doing big ones. Like we might do a couple for funsies.
I feel like you have to like at least do one big one. Kind of have to.
You kind of have to. But really looking at the ones that like tie into our community, like the Nashville Film Festival, Birmingham has Sidewalk Film Fest.
Like Florida is a good option too.
Florida ones, and like submitting to a couple in LA and New York just so we can like maybe go out there.
Oh my god, crazy. But yeah, like we want to go to these places.
Yeah,
like we want to be
people.
shown, but also go and meet, network, hang out, watch other amazing films.
Yes.
Like just talking about it, I'm like getting like excited.
Yeah, and the purpose of that is to like not only meet other filmmakers and cast and crew and screenwriters and stuff, but also like potentially meet people who want to fund your next project.
Yes, yeah,
is so important with film festival networking. So that's really why it's important. So if you really have just like a passion project that networking isn't really your goal, or like if you're someone who's really like award driven and you just want like the laurels, so you want to be able to say like, I screened at this film festival, which is honestly so fine if that's your goal.
That is okay.
Then do it. But if it's like, I just want my friends and family to see it, or I just want to see how well this does on social media, then like you don't need to be going through all these hoops and loops and jumps and slips and slides and everything to make it private and to make it work. But this was just something that like we both really loved, and it was our first thing together, so we just wanted to submit it to things and see how it goes.
Exactly.
We've submitted to 2 so far.
Tell us which ones. Can we tell us?
Yes, we've submitted to Nashville Film Fest and Sidewalk, and I love both of these film festivals. I actually, truth be told, haven't been to either one.
We haven't been to any.
Yes, but I stay up to date with both of these film festivals and followed their socials. And I lived in Birmingham for, I don't know, like 10 years, 11 years, something like that. I went to, I moved to Birmingham in like 7th grade and was there through freshman, sophomore year of college. And so I've always known about Sidewalk. And Sidewalk is really worth researching because they've had some really big filmmakers there in their early years show their short films or been judges or, you know, been participants in the festival. And so I love Sidewalk. And so if I had the opportunity to screen this in a place that I consider to be a hometown and at like hometown theaters, that would be so cool and such a dream. And we've wanted to like have a little Birmingham day too, so that would be so fun to go.
Oh my god,
there.
that would be cool.
That'd be really cool. And then Nashville, like we live here, we started this here, we shot this here. Like Nashville is our home base, and all of our cast and crew is here too. And so like it's just a good opportunity, and it's a really great like way to connect with everybody in our community. And so I would love if we got into something like that.
Yeah, you're kind of taking the words out of my mouth. As you were speaking about that, I was thinking, obviously it'd be really cool and dope and awesome to go to like an LA, New York one. But specifically for Clover, how freaking awesome would it be to do like Birmingham, Florida, and Nashville? Because specifically this film and the story and like your life, which is tied into this story, those 3 places are very integral.
Very
in it. Maybe not to like a common viewer, but to us who like knows what's happening.
Yeah.
If we could like do one of, I think that'd be like so crazy and actually so cool.
That would be so fun. Yeah, I didn't think about that too. With Florida's really like a big connection to the story and the writing of Clover, and then Nashville's connected to so much of the production of Clover. And so it'd be fun. And also like friends and family who live in those places who didn't get to come to the premiere.
Exactly.
The private screening that was not ticketed. That would just be so awesome to be able to text those people and be like, oh my god, it's
if you wanted to like
at
pull
a theater
up.
near you. So that would be so cool just to like celebrate in those places. So that's kind of the goal right now. We're gonna submit to some fun ones just
say we did.
Just because.
Do you have like an estimate of how many, or we don't know?
I think I'm gonna do 10.
I feel like that's a great number.
I don't think I want to go over that.
It's actually so much. I've after we've been submitting or thinking about it, I've started researching the process, watching videos on YouTube and TikTok, and dude, people can lose their minds and money. Yeah,
which is why I have my tracker.
I
have my whole Excel sheet.
Good.
And I've like set up all the ones that I am interested in and have been kind of tracking and looking at. And also like film festival submissions kind of happen throughout the year.
Yep.
So there's a lot that like for the season of 2026 submitted in like August, September, October. So their submissions are closed right now. So we would be submitting to them this coming August.
Yep.
and then it would be screened like in 2027. So that's why like these processes take so long to get through, and then finally being able to share that film publicly somewhere takes a while because you're waiting to hear back from all of these places.
I'm just so intrigued by this process. This is the first time I think both of us have been a part of a, or was Gaze?
We submitted to some things, but we weren't in anything like super big, if I can recall correctly.
I don't think any of my films, at least on the back end, like writing, directing, stuff like that, have been submitted to anything. I've been in one or a few, I guess, have been submitted as an actor, but never me kind of leading that charge. So it's cool being on this end and seeing like strategy. Everything I see when I'm researching is about submission strategy.
Same.
And I think it'd be interesting for like an upcoming one to low-key think about what we're gonna submit and lay out the plan before I think that would be crazy.
I think that's one thing. I had done some research before shooting Clover, but you really need to do that before writing. And going into shooting Clover, into writing Clover, it was never about submitting to film festivals. It was always like very story driven and very just like
it was
me
always
trying to process my crazy emotions and things. And I still love that, and I still love Clover and want it to do well in festivals. But now us starting this whole like Honeywell thing together, it's nice to kind of get into more of a strategic mindset.
It is cool. It's very
and be
different.
Like, what can we do to like level up as filmmakers and like really show what we can do, not just like the passion things that we like to do.
It's true. I feel that a lot. Also, I think it's interesting because we've put out one film already. Again, Where Did You Sleep Last Night? Did it. I recorded it way beyond before we did Honeywell or anything like that. But Emma edited it, and it became our first thing that we put out. That, like, I think, Emma, you asked me, oh, what's the goal with this end-wise? Are we doing film festivals? Are we doing social media? And this thing was just so crazy and complicated. I was not like brave or confident and strong in what I put forth, like, and stuff. I'm still happy with it, but not to where I'm like, yeah, let me put out money to send this to film festivals and stuff. And I was just not about that. And I also thought it'd be cool to have something to show what we can kind of do and put out on YouTube. So I thought that was like a perfect example of another way to get a film out.
Yeah, totally.
And it's so different with Clover for me watching. It really feels like it can do something cool in the film festival world. Even though I don't know anything about it, I think it has a good chance of getting some cool recognition, eyes on it, views.
You know, this whole thing actually brought up an interesting thought to me today that I've kind of thought about for a while. And I had so many people yesterday, like, either texting me after or talking to me after and telling me how much they, like, really truly loved the project and, like, the writing and just so many different things about it, which was so nice. But there was a part of me in the back of my head kind of all night that was like, is it? You know?
I know what you mean.
Like, it goes along with that imposter syndrome, but I think it's also like, because I've been writing like fun little things since I was a kid, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything different right now. But suddenly it's like
taken seriously.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I've always wondered if like bigger directors like Greta Gerwig or like Steven Spielberg or whatever, if they, even when they're making their big budget movies, are they sitting there going like, is this really as good as people are telling me it is? Like, I'm sure everybody has like thoughts like that as filmmakers. Sure. But it's just so interesting because I don't know, like, I was still sitting there in the theater going like, oh, I wish we did this differently and this differently and this differently, which I knew that was going to happen, and we talked about that. But I was just kind of like, okay, are they saying that because they don't know like the bar? Like they don't know what it could be? Or are they saying that because like they were a part of it and just like, I don't know. It was just, there was a lot happening yesterday. Yeah. Where I was like, is this really that good, or is everybody just kind of saying that? But I don't think anyone would just say that. So it's just like,
I mean, I can say, as someone who's worked on in various capacities over 50 projects, I've been to many a screening. I've seen many a final product. There is a stark difference in one, overall quality, and two, the feeling you get, and not even not like hope or excitement, but lack of cringe and embarrassment. And not because like I wasn't on the screen, I'm not thinking about myself like, oh, cringy, like, ew, you're on this, like, no, there is genuinely some things where you're watching, you're like putting your head down because you're like, oh my god, this is so like, ooh, this is not that. It's not. And it's, I think Steven Spielberg could tell you, girl, this is amazing, and you'd be like, I don't know, Steven. I don't know.
No, I feel like that's true.
But truly, like, there is something different, and I'm starting to learn that more and feel more confident in knowing how to apply that when you're making something.
Yeah.
To not feel that way at the end of the premiere.
It's my confidence in myself too, that I'm like, I think hold on.
Right.
I think it's that thought of, I love it, but I'm shocked that other people agree with that.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, we've talked about this when we're talking about like my dating life.
Right.
Like, I feel very happy with who I am right now, but it's very hard for me to like believe that somebody else could see that too.
That's interesting.
And I feel like kind of the same way about my work. I'm like, I love how it looks, and I love like where the story went and these characters. But then when other people tell me that too, I'm like,
but why do you like it?
I'm like, but why do you like it?
I was gonna say no, but why are you saying no?
But why are you saying that now too? Like,
no.
But I'm also like trying to be better about that and just like take the compliment.
Yes. And it is a skill. That's a learned skill you have to work on. That's not an easy one and done.
No.
But I see what you mean. That is an interesting conundrum. There's got to be a term for that, a phenomenon, psychological.
Yeah, which like I wasn't thinking really about any of this until this morning. Yeah. And I was just like sitting there cooking with all of it.
Right.
But yeah.
That's very insightful. I think that's something a lot of people feel.
Yeah, I think with anything too, not just as a filmmaker, but yeah.
Also, this was your first time writing and directing.
I know.
For the bar to be set this high, like, dude, the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, oh my god, I know, wish and something I could do could be this good.
And we have so much on the horizon for the next year.
Correct.
And the project that but the one that I've been working on and really love, and I'm like, oh, I feel like that's gonna be like 10 times better. And so I'm just like itching, I think, I love Clover. I'm itching to like be done.
Dude, yeah, that's so real. In the movie theater, I was like, oh my god, Clover, yes, this is so good. Yes. And then I was like, but wait, I want to be back. I want to be back on set making something. And like, how can we top it? And the thing is, I literally genuinely like Clover's a 10 out of 10, like so good, like the height of anything I've done. And now we need to go more.
Because it's like putting out an album for artists, I feel. Like, you write it in like May of 2024 and then you record it, and then it's done by like, I don't know how long it takes to do it, but December 2024. Then it gets put out in like the following May of 2025, and everyone's like, oh my god, are you okay? Like, these lyrics are so like, oh my, like so emotional. And you're like, yeah, that was a whole year ago.
Yeah, we're good,
we're fine,
we're chilling.
I feel like that with this film. It's like, I wrote this like pretty much a year ago, and like we shot it, casted everything. Like, we've grown so much in the last 6 months that I was watching the film last night and I was like, we can do better. Yeah. And I know we can, but it's like we couldn't do better without having done that first.
Exactly. And it's actually so, I'm just thinking about it, I'm like, oh my god, it was so cool seeing you as well. Like, I was sitting next to you, obviously, in the best seats of the house, obviously. I found myself most of the film, not even watching that, I was kind of watching your reaction. Like, I was just imagining what you were thinking and feeling. I was like, just so happy and proud. But
oh my god,
cool.
Timmy won.
Oh, like best actor?
Yeah, for Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme, Christmas Day. Marty Supreme,
Christmas Day.
No, but it was really cool to watch your reaction.
Thanks.
Watching it was really cool. So it was very exciting. And it's so pretty and wholesome. And just seeing Claire's gorgeous face on the...
Oh my gosh.
All my coworkers were like, she is stunning, by the way.
Like, belongs on the screen.
The camera eats her up every time. She is just so gorgeous.
There's one... We were both like going crazy over it afterward, but that one shot of her during like the jacket flashback, I know. The lights of Peg Leg Porker.
The Peg Leg Porker lights illuminate. She
looked so good.
She looks like a dream. She is disgustingly gorgeous to me, actually.
Yeah, so good.
Terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, so film festivals, and then we'll kind of wrap it up as we're moving on to other things.
Yeah. But that's where we are with Clover. It's been a long time coming. And it's
long time coming.
And it's done, and we're still doing stuff with getting it to people, hopefully, but it's really on the back burner. Yeah. It really is.
And now that premiere's done, like, kind of throughout the next couple months, we'll be sharing some, like, BTS stuff, too.
Yeah, we have a lot of content still to share about.
Because we don't want you to forget about it, because by the time it comes out...
don't forget about it.
Don't forget about us.
Nah, we'll remind y'all.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fun BTS content we haven't put out yet, and now that it's done, like edit done, everything's locked, I can now like sift through that and like actually work on some of that. So it'll be nice to kind of reminisce
that part.
Yeah. But yeah, so Clover, the future. Clover 2, Justice for Charlie.
Coming soon. Hashtag Justice for Charlie.
Hashtag Justice for Charlie. I want to see fan edits.
I'm already on it, dude.
Brynna's on the fan edits.
I'm literally ready. I'm ready. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. Make sure you're subscribed. It's free, I swear. It's just so we show up in your inbox. That's all it is. Subscribe. Follow us on all of our socials. Subscribe on Substack for free. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Period. A down.